What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another Tottenham update. A few bits and pieces to go through today. We brought you the news that Romero, Argentinian FA, were trying to get this postponement for Christian Romero cut short. It looks as though they have been unsuccessful, as Christian Romero's had a wasted trip now to South America after his request for the suspension to be overturned has not been successful. So he is on his way back to London as we speak, as Alistair Gold confirmed that he is expected at Hotspur Way tomorrow to be back involved in training. So, I mean, there's good news and there's bad news. There's the bad news that he's gone there and wasted a trip for no apparent reason, but the good news is that we're going to get him back early and injury-free.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of an issue. He went home to see the family, probably, spent some good quality time in his home country. So he had to travel there and back. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And as you say, he's back early. He'll be back in training. Probably good chance for him to regroup before the final push towards the end of the season. So good for him. And I'm just happy. I'm happy he didn't play. Yeah. And now he's back for fit and firing.
Absolutely. So Christian Romero is going to be back at Hotspur Way tomorrow to take part in training. Let's move on and let's talk about Manager and Player of the Month nominations, as we've got candidates in both. And let's start off with the Player of the Month. The nominations are Matty Cash, Trevor Chalobah, Kai Havertz, Andy Robertson, Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney, and two Spurs players, which is Dejan Kulusevski and Harry Kane. Harry Kane has scored the most goals this calendar year in the Premier League as well. For me, I think Kane's got to win this one pretty easily, to be fair. I think he's been so good and head and shoulders above anyone else in the Premier League, in my opinion.
Kulusevski's got a shout?
No, he definitely has a shout, but I think Kane has been that much better.
Yeah, there is a leak, that potential leak that he has won it, but there's nothing confirmed yet. But I think if he has won it, he thoroughly deserved. I know I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans complaining that they want Havertz. I think Havertz deserves to win it.
He's been fairly good.
But I think Kane's been another level. It's not just his goals and assists, though, is it? It's just his overall performance. He's been out of this world. He's unplayable. Best playmaker, best striker in the league right now.
Best defender at times as well.
Yeah, so I think you can't look past him.
Yeah. And in terms of the Manager of the Month nominations, obviously Antonio Conte is there in the running alongside Mikel Arteta, Brendan Rodgers, Thomas Tuchel and Jurgen Klopp. Who do you think wins that one?
Yeah, I mean, Arteta's got a good shout. 5 wins in a row, isn't it? Or, I know they lost to Liverpool.
Klopp, surely. Klopp has got a big shout for that.
Klopp's got a massive shout. They've been on a massive winning streak. Did we beat City in March, or was that February?
I think that was February.
So I think Conte... What game do we lose? Do we do United? So I think Klopp's got to win it, probably.
Yeah, I would say that. I'd probably agree with that. I think Liverpool have just been on a different planet, really, to anyone else, even Man City, in the past month or so. So that's that with Manager of the Month. Let me know in the comment section below who you think will win Manager and Player of the Month. As we move on, and there's been some quotes here. Sorry, not quotes. We're talking about Conte and Kane and their future being linked. Fabrizio Romano has been speaking on the United stand on the back of all those links that we brought you a few days ago, that Kane has been linked with Manchester United, that Man United want to bring him in the summer. What Fabrizio Romano has been saying, he says that talking to people in football, if Conte will stay at Tottenham, it's because Harry Kane stays at Tottenham. He wants Kane to be a key part of the project, and Antonio Conte wants Kane to stay at all costs.
Yeah, it's obvious. And look, I said it before, like, Conte is only here because Kane stayed in the summer. I don't think if Kane would have left, I don't think Conte would be here right now. So I think Conte knows how important Kane is.
What if Kane left and we signed someone like Lautaro Martinez or someone like that? Would Conte still have come?
Depends.
I mean, is it solely reliant on Harry Kane, or can his decision maybe be swayed if we bring in like a big striker?
I think it depends where Kane goes. If Kane goes to Premier League, then I don't think he'd accept that. You saw what happened when, when he was told Lukaku's being sold. He left straight away, pretty much. He was like, I'm not having any of this. And I think if Kane, Conte is happy with challenging for Champions League now because he's looking for the bigger picture. But if next season he doesn't want to be challenging for Champions League, that's not who he is. He wants, even if it's 1% chance, he wants to win the league. And if you think he's going to accept Kane moving to a rival, I'm not saying 100% he's out the door if Kane leaves, but he won't be happy at all. We're going to have a lot of making up to do if Kane leaves. Like, not Martinez, I don't think by himself would be enough. I think you'd have to be more than that. So I think Kane and Conte very strongly linked to their futures. I think it makes complete sense. I think if Conte leaves, Kane will look to leave. And I think if Kane leaves, Conte will probably look to leave. So I think as long as them two are together, then we got a chance.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So moving on from that, Fabio Paratici has been speaking on the defence. Some quotes here, and he says, Eric Dyer is amazing, Ben Davies the same, Sanchez, Tanganga and Rodon when they played did well, so we have a very good group of defenders, so we are happy.
Romero?
He doesn't mention Romero in there. I think that probably was the one that goes without saying. But in terms of the defences that he has mentioned, he says Eric Dyer and Ben Davies have been amazing, which, to be fair, I kind of agree with him.
I think, for me, I think they've been amazing for them. For their, I don't think that they're amazing compared to a lot of other defenders.
Well, to be fair, I think Eric Dyer has been one of the standout defenders of the season. I really believe that. Maybe not in the top 3 or 4, but he's definitely in the top 6 or 7. I know that's what we need. That's what we need. But when you're looking at upgrading the defence in the summer, obviously Ben Davies has got to be the first one to be upgraded on. But I wouldn't be too disheartened if we only upgraded Ben Davies and not Eric Dyer. I think Eric Dyer definitely needs to be upgraded, but he's not urgently of need of upgrade, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a priority, but what I'm saying is he hasn't been Ruben Diaz level. He hasn't been Laporte level. He hasn't been Van Dijk level. He hasn't been, probably not in Rudiger level, I think, for what he's done for a lot of the season.
Agreed.
So when we say Eric Dyer's been amazing, I think he's been amazing for the calibre of... I think he's outperformed himself. I think he's been brilliant for the player Dyer is. But I don't think he's been amazing when you're comparing him to a lot of other centre-backs in the league. I think he's been very good. I don't think he's been incredible. And I'm happy with him. But I think definitely he needs strong competition for his place. Davis as well. I think he's outperformed his level. I think he's stayed really consistent. But would any of the top teams take him? Don't think so.
Yeah, I think ideally, him and Davis need to be upgraded on. I do think ideally that, but I'll still be happy to go into next season with a back 3 of Romero, Dyer, and a new left centre back. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, as long as we do sign another centre back which competes with Dyer. Yeah. I don't want to go into it saying Dyer's our centre back for the season and no competition. I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think any player should be safe. Everyone should have competition. Anyway, let's move on and let's talk about Gareth Bale now. Those rumours always cropping up this time of year. And this is from Dan Kilpatrick, and he says that Gareth Bale could sign a short-term deal with a new club and retire immediately after the World Cup should Wales qualify. Would you take that as a deal? Gareth Bale until the World Cup and then him retire?
No, I wouldn't take it. If he's going to stay, if he's going to play for the whole season, I'll take it, but I'm not going to have him retiring midway through. Why? But it does make sense to me that he would. Let's say hypothetically we want Bale, and then he signed him for 6 months and he plays amazingly, and then he goes off to Wales. And then why, if he's playing really well, would he just retire? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I mean,
depends.
These retirement things with Gareth Bale have been cropping up ever since he left Real Madrid to come to us. I mean, do you reckon there's actually something in it, or it's just like the media causing chaos with Gareth Bale once again?
I don't know. Part of me feels like there's no smoke without fire. Why do people keep bringing it up? I thought at first time it was brought up, I was like, okay, it's a bit of a wacky rumor, but it keeps just getting brought up, doesn't it? Like all of a sudden it's not so wacky. No, when Dan Kilpatrick's reporting it, you're thinking he doesn't usually report on a wacky rumor like that unless there's something to it. So maybe there is, but. Maybe he's sick of all the media criticism and everything against him, and he's won enough in his career, hasn't he? Let's be honest. But for me, if we're going to sign Bale, he has to commit to at least a year. I don't think there's any sense him leaving after the World Cup and then retiring, and us being short of a player for 6 months. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Joe Hart's quotes on Nuno Espirito Santo now, which I thought this was crazy, this one. Joe Hart was on a podcast. He was talking all sorts of different topics, and just going to read out the quote just about Nuno, and he says, he just went, I would not feel comfortable with you playing 1 minute for me. The ball's too quick for you. You're too old. You're not moving. You've got no strength in your body. God, imagine your manager coming out and saying that to you.
Yeah, but you know what? He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I know we somehow got $1 million from Celtic for him. I thought in the few performances he had for us wasn't convincing at all. And he, didn't have much to do in those Europa League games. He really didn't. And the stuff he didn't do very well. He was conceding goal. How many long-range goals he conceded? Mistakes. He made a few mistakes as well. And this is in the handful of games he played. He didn't even play like many games. So
and these were like the earlier rounds of the Europa League or whatever.
So I think Nuno was ruthless. Sometimes you've got to be like that. And obviously, if you was thinking of having Joe Hart stick around, then you obviously don't want your manager saying that. But we knew we wanted rid of him, and we got a bit of money for him. So it's harsh from Nuno. I saw a tweet from Cody Max, quote tweeting that tweet said, "He finally made us proud."
It was brilliant. He is the king of Twitter, that guy.
I love Cody Mack. Big up to him.
All right, last few bits is just international update. A few games that have happened today. Tottenham youngster Callum Casey has scored 2 goals on his debut for Sierra Leone against Congo, winning 2-1 in a friendly today, which is massive for him. I mean, to get your debut at that age, coming through the youth academy at Spurs. I mean, it's not the first one youth academy product that's enjoying time on the international stage. Maxim Pascozzi as well. But Callum Casey to start for Sierra Leone, I know it's probably not the best quality of football, but still on the international stage to score 2 goals like that.
Yeah, a teenager as well. It's not easy. So fair play to him. Was he a winger or a striker? I'm not sure.
I don't even know what position he is, to be fair.
But fair play. Look, I'm going to obviously be keeping a keen eye on him now. Now he's announced himself as debut on any international level to get 2 goals as a teenager is a good feat, so fair play to him.
And last but not least, Bryan Gil back on the score sheet for Spain under-21s today in a Euros qualifier, winning 3-2 against Slovakia. He scored with inside, I think it was the first 5 or 6 minutes, got his goal, and then I think he played about 77, 78 minutes on the day. So big up Bryan Gil, back on the scoring sheet. That's 2 games, 2 goals now on international stage, under-21 stage anyway. Grabbed himself an assist as well in the last game. So I think Bryan Gil, ever since he's left Tottenham and gone to Valencia, I mean, he seems to have performing really, really well.
Yeah, he seems to have people believe in him, and he's got that confidence, and the football suits him clearly. So hopefully he comes back to Tottenham a better player. We can use him, but if not, look, we signed him for 22 million plus the Mela, didn't we? So I think the way things are going, we can probably get at least double that. 40 million maybe.
So. Let's hope so. Let's see if those Spanish clubs will pay that sort of money
in a couple of years' time. Why not?
We shall see. We shall see. But that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the news stories we brought to you today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.